Save the Princess was a game that a friend and I came up with about a year ago. It was a game that we wanted to make when I got done with school. It was the perfect platform for me to use for the pitch that I needed to make for my final project. It started out as a 2D side-scrolling hack-and-slash Castlevania style game, and I turned it for the pitch into a 2D non-combative action game that used traps to maneuver through the levels. However, that is not what our end product was. We ended up changing the 2D game into a full-fledged 3D stealth game that, while simplified, still used a lot of the core ideas of using traps to defeat enemies. This taught me a valuable lesson when making pitches, that a game can radically change through its development cycle, and I'll keep that in mind when making future pitches and presentations to future teams, so that it's constantly flexible in case that the game doesn't turn out the way we planned.
Hello, my name is Jeremy Boone, and I was heavily focused on the different traps, art asset functionalities, and animations. Overall, our game had a very ambitious concept since the very beginning. We knew that we wanted to include a lot of different mechanics that we believe work well together within a setting that showcases a combination of both stealth and wit to survive. So we really pushed ourselves to create all kinds of different scenarios that constantly challenged the player as she attempted to escape. Now, during the development process, we implemented a lot of different mechanics that for the most part ended up being fully functional. Yet finding the proper balance with how the different mechanics interacted with each other in a way that was consistent and cohesive while also providing good user feedback was definitely one of our biggest trials. This was particularly challenging towards the end of development, since we were also adding polish to our game with the completed art assets simultaneously.
Hello everyone, my name is Jeffrey Smith. I'm the user interface lead for the game Save the Princess. I also designed the crafting system and the inventory for the player. This game was actually my first time experiencing the new UI system in the Unity game engine. We wanted the UI to play like a role-playing game, with the skill buttons on the bottom, the names displayed above, then have the inventory and the crafting system for the player to make new traps to destroy the different guards. The things I would do differently if I had the knowledge that I do now is cut out some of the useless work. I spent a good month designing a skill menu panel for the player to use. It didn't turn out to look or feel the way we wanted it to for this game, so we scrapped it. Also, the crafting system in this game was designed during a period when all the traps in the game were able to destroy different guards. The player was able to disassemble one trap and use those parts with some others to craft a stronger trap to take out a stronger enemy. If I could go back, I would not have made the system.
My name is Luciano Gil, and my role in this team was to build hazardous traps and a shadow hiding mechanic. I have also acquired a mechanic that will signal the player if they are in the shadows, which I implemented and worked on, making it possible for the player to hide in the shadows. This mechanic had issues with balancing it with the game's lighting, which proved to be a challenge when some lights had trouble acting as intended. What I would have done differently was to create a more cost-efficient script for the traps, which would have improved FPS for the game. I tried to get the best possible feedback I wanted from the traps I made. While it did get the job done, our game was always in a state of evolution. With upgrades done to scripts, enemies, and the player controller, some traps had to be removed, while others needed an upgrade, which was an ongoing process. While some parts were easy to create, I did need help from my teammates in figuring out the best solution to problems I had in the script.
Hello, my name is Laz Manish, and I was team lead for the Save the Princess project. I focused mostly on the enemy AI. I created the script for the raycast so the enemy was able to see the player. I also focused heavily on level design. The first level and the second level of the game was designed by me. It was more of an introductory tutorial level. Some of the things that went wrong was, we just kept on adding too much to the game. We wanted to add every art asset that our team gave us, which kind of threw our character controller for a loop. But some of the things I would do differently is just scale down the scope a lot on things that are important. Know how to prioritize and keep to that timeline. And that's our game, Save the Princess. Thank you so much for watching.